Hi, this is Einar from LEPROUS and you're watching Loud TV. I don't know, we just keep doing our thing, trying to improve, getting better. Always delivering something new when we, or not just something new, but something different than what we've done before. So I think maybe it's just like we managed to keep things exciting for people so that they still want to come and see what we have in store for the next time. I don't know. The Devon tour, a new album of course helps as well. Yes, that's very new, and he's one of the greatest musicians I've ever played with. He's fantastic. He's really something special. I had made string arrangements for the album and I didn't want it to be just fake strings. I wanted it to be something real. And then by coincidence I just saw the opener in Ottawa in Canada. He was just local support, sitting there by himself playing. I was actually going down from the backstage just to tell them that they needed to end the show soon because they were running over time. And then I saw it and I was completely blown away, and I completely forgot to ask them to stop. So I was just watching the show instead, and it was only him and his cello, and I was completely blown away. And just I'm a pretty spontaneous person, so I just went straight to him and asked him to play on the album. And a few months later we flew him over to Sweden, and we started also not having just a good musical relation, but a very friendly relation. And he's a very good guy and fantastic musician, so we decided to bring him on tour, and that was a very smart move, I think. And he's doing a lot of extra stuff now. He's playing on almost all the songs now. It's just because, yeah, he can do just whatever, you know. And he's not just, he is a fantastic classical cellist, and he can also play whatever metal piece you ask him to play. Definitely, and I think cello is one of the, it has a lot of emotional depth, that instrument, to me at least. I feel very much when I listen to cello, so it was yeah, I think our shows are maybe more emotional in that sense now, and also since we're changing our set list every night as well, it keeps it fresh, and it keeps us on our toes, and it keeps us really focused every night, and not like before that we just went on stage and bang, doing our thing every single night, same show. Yeah, now I actually so on the previous tours it's just maybe 1 out of 10 shows is really passionate. Now it's every show it's really passionate, so it's a really nice thing. Yeah, it's because it's even though we show the set list, people the next day still doesn't have any idea what we're gonna play, so it's not a spoiler. When the first time we showed the set list, some people were so angry. Damn it, you're spoiling it! And we're not. Maximum approximately 50% that we play every night, maybe less. So it's changing quite drastically each day, and some days, like in the UK, we played it a little bit safe and did songs that we knew was going to work, because there's something, we have a curse when we're playing in the UK. Sometimes always there will happen something technical. I think it's power issues often. It happened this time as well, but now we were prepared for it, so we managed to solve it without anyone noticing. So we just we got in our ear, the light desk just broke down, we need to restart it, and all our lights are in a way programmed, so they're an important part of the show. So we got that on our ear, and then nobody in the audience noticed, because we just started to improvise together and play, and then we started again, and nobody really knew that we had the technical part. And some songs are pretty catchy on the new album, and some songs I feel have more emotional depth to them, at least they have for me. Congregation has its own mood, which is like kind of a more calculated mood, while this one is more just floating. It's a bit more free, you know, in that sense, and it comes with like, yeah, we had a bit more confidence to let ourselves more loose with the new album. So the Congregation is super like tight and spot on at times, and that's cool for its own thing, you know. So it's just like, I like every album to have a very different flavor to it. In a way, for me, this album is very special for me now. We dare to kind of go deeper into emotions in some songs, like Last Milestone and Malina and Bonneville, songs like that are very fragile songs, more naked in a way, in that sense. So while we have other songs that are like just hit songs like From the Flame and Illuminate, and yeah, so it's I think it's a nice mix on the album, and it's in a way it's less. It can be really like sad at moments, but the overall feel of the album isn't like really that sad either. I think there is a lot of light in the album as well as some darkness. It's like the Congregation was pretty pessimistic throughout the entire album, like very singing about very dark stuff. Most of this, the new album is less like that. Just more versatile in the showing a bigger spectrum of, I mean, we're never gonna be like the super happy jolly band in our career, I think, but still, you know. Yeah, it is actually. I was just completely drained because it was one of the last lyrics that we wrote, and had so little time, and I was just, oh, Melissa, she's in my opinion better at me in writing, and just like, I had written something, can you just help me finishing this thing? And she was, yeah, of course. And she sat down, and suddenly we got like more things coming in. Yeah, it worked. He's writing still, like he wrote like maybe quite a lot of lyrics for the album, and I wrote a few as well, so yeah. It's hard for us, it feels very awkward to write very direct lyrics. I don't know why, so we kind of always wrap them into metaphors, and yeah, it feels safer in a way. I don't really want everybody to know everything about me, if you know what I mean. So if I write something personal, I don't want it to be obvious. On tour, yes, for sure. I at least, but that's mostly warm up. I use a lot of time warming up. Like now, when we're pretty late in the tour and we have very few off days, so I'm warming up approximately like 45 minutes, maybe more. During like, I warm up during the Agent Fresco set and the changeover, and even though I love to watch their set because I'm a big fan of their band, it's amazing, I think. But but you know, they have that disadvantage that they're playing exactly when I'm warming up. Or I have that disadvantage that I'm warming up when they're playing. Would rather put it like that. For me, before you can make a piece of art, a painting, a piece of music or whatever, you need to lay down the foundation. Without foundation, you can't make any nice details. The first part of writing music is not a very emotional one to me, because it's foundation, you know. You don't really get the really feeling yet, you know, so that comes later when you start adding everything in the detail. So I think for me, I always write like usually guitar, drums, maybe some keys first, and then I start adding vocal lines later on.